I want to know now, which one would y'all say is more feminine and which one's more masculine? Being vulnerable.
It's easy.
What? Yeah.
I think whenever you're able to well, I mean, I think whenever you're able to be completely vulnerable with each other, that's like when you get to see more than just the visual, like the shell. You know what I
The
mean?
bull.
Like, yeah, like you get to see like someone's soul, like how they really feel about things. And vulnerability is not, that is a sign of strength and courage to be able to like open up to your partner without fear of judgment, without fear of all of that. So,
Would you say one person's better at that, like between men and women? Do you think one's better?
at being vulnerable,
Yeah.
I think men are starting to become more vulnerable, especially if they feel like safe doing so. I think they're just so used to being judged and like, hey, you have to like, have you heard the quote like, be a man, like be a man
Yeah,
about
I've said
it?
it like 4 times already on the show.
Yeah, and it's I just don't think it's like a fair thing. It's like putting the whole child thing on women, like be a woman. You're not like a woman if you don't have kids. Like it's these societal standards that are pushed onto each gender that makes both of them feel like they can't be vulnerable.
Why see, this is what's so crazy about it sometimes. It's actually very opposite. Why do you think that's the societal standard?
I just think it's been that way. It's been accepted in the past for so long that we're just like, okay, that's what it
So
is.
it's all environmental. You're saying societal, so that would mean that it's like an environmental thing, correct? Like this is the only reason why we're saying this is because of the environment. It's
Good.
societal. It's everybody else telling us that, right? That's what societal would be saying.
Hmm.
Okay, well that's just completely false. It's not society that's telling you that's the truth. It's a biology. It's literally your biology. You're denying science.
Do you cry to your like girlfriend? Like if you feel like, do you feel like you can be vulnerable?
Yeah, completely. But I'm not like most guys at all. Like I talk about a lot on this show. I am not like I went to therapy for a year, which I do not push on men.
Hmm.
I have a cluster B disorder, so I'm in a position as a guy where I actually need to go do certain things. I actually kind of do need to cry more than some dudes, but it's not a good thing. It's because of trauma. It's because I went through a lot of bad stuff, and I had nothing but women in my past, and they really taught me to be a little my whole life, and it backfired. So
Hmm.
like it's not always a good thing for guys to do that. I would argue most men shouldn't cry. Now, can some? Yeah, for sure. And it's something that you earn. It's not something that any dude can do. If a dude makes $40,000 a year and he's crying about something, his girlfriend's gonna treat him different than if he makes like $200,000 a year and he's crying about something. Because she's gonna think twice about judging him for being a little. If he's like a provider, a really man. It's also about how big of a man he is. If he's really masculine 99% of the time, and then he cracks just one, he's watching a movie and there's like a it's like a like or it's like one of those YouTube videos where like they're letting like the cerebral palsy kid like come and shoot. Like yeah, I've cried at those videos before. Like yeah, I've been like damn, that's dope that they let him on the court and do all like yeah, guys get emotional over different things, and like and I don't think that you should sit there and hold it back. But not all guys are that way. Some guys have so much testosterone run through their body they can't be vulnerable all the time. Like they're just hyper. Like I know a lot of guys that literally can't cry, and it's just because like they got good T levels. Like I don't have like super awesome T levels, so like I think that's why I'm like a little bit more of a than some dudes probably sometimes. And it's just like it all goes back to that usually. But most guys have low T levels today. Most guys have high test or high estrogen. So it's like I would say probably 80% of dudes, like if they're acting like little whiny today, it's just their test levels. It's just their estrogen levels are really up. They're literally everything in our food has plastics and all these estrogen boosters and stuff. So like guys end up literally becoming females by just living in our society for 10, 15 years. It sucks.